best advice I can give you is to jump off the cliff of life and build your plane going down. Jump off the cliff of life and build your plane going down. It's that simple. There is no time to waste. The right time is never gonna come for anything. The best way to predict your future is to create it. How to make our dreams come true is actually very simple. Visualize what you want, believe that it's already yours, think always greater than your environment, go all in, and never quit until you get it. Until 1954, we believed that the human body couldn't run a mile in less than 4 minutes, right? Hundreds of years of Olympics, we thought that human beings couldn't run a mile in a shorter time than 4 minutes. Until Roger Bannister came along. He did that in 1954 in the Olympics. Since that day, thousands of athletes, some of them younger than you guys, 16, 17-year-old, run it in way less than 4 minutes. So what do you think happened there? Do you think that we have evolved as a species physically so much that now everybody can do it? No. All of a sudden, it became a possibility in athletes' heads. You see? If you go out there to fight every day thinking that something is not possible, it's not going to be. All of a sudden, Roger Bannister beat the record. And after that, thousands of people, high school kids do it today, every day. We human beings live in a jail we've created ourselves. We live in a jail we've created ourselves. We have the key. Don't limit yourself. I was born in Spain. When I was 15, I stopped going to school. I moved to Mexico. I didn't like the environment. I wasn't being dropped off in Escalades and Bentleys to my school. I didn't have lunch boxes. I didn't like my life. I chose to stop going to school because I didn't like the environment that I was in at a very early age. I moved to Mexico. I've been working and living on my own since I was 15 years old. I've had as much as 3 jobs at a time. I was homeless twice before my 28th birthday. There was a point that I wanted to take my own life out. That's why I know when I'm telling you there's no time to waste, guys. There is no time to waste in life. Maybe going through that was a blessing for me because that's what I learned. I removed fear as an ingredient of the formula of living my life because I already know what's out there. I know the worst single state a human being can experience life, which is being hungry, being alone, and being really, really scared. So one day, instead of taking out my own life, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna go all in. I came to the United States when I was 20 years old, and I had my daughter Sophia, which is sitting in the back, as she's gonna start going to high school here next year. We had her really early. I met my wife right about when I came here. And again, I didn't want to settle in mediocrity, right? I said, listen, I don't want to just get a job so I can feed my family. I want to go all in. I want to give my life a good family, but I want to realize myself and do what I want to do. So with no education, no papers at the time, I decided to look inside myself and say, what it is that I want to do with my life. Remove all limitations. What will make me happy. I was not thinking about money because I believe that once you're successful, money follows. That's part of it. I really wanted to, if I could design my life today, if I could design my life, how do I want to wake up tomorrow? What do I want to do? And I realized, being a big fan of comedy, that I wanted to become a late night talk show host. Spanish being my first language, I said, listen, let's do this. Let me become a late night talk show host of the Spanish market in the US. So silly me, right, silly me, with no fear, I wrote a treatment, a page. And I went to all the networks, no representation, no managers, just knocking on doors. How are you? My name is Sergio Bruna. I'm a television producer. Never done anything. I'm a television producer. I have a show that is going to change your network. It's going to take your ratings to the next level. Are you ready for this? Because this is going to be massively successful. No, the question is, are you guys ready for this? So they told me no. They told me no. They told me no. They told me no more than 100 times. They told me I was too tall, I was too Spanish. Really, I was too bold. This was never going to work. And this is, guys, by the way, CEOs of extremely successful companies, television networks, 20 awards. Like, I remember these guys that I look up to telling me, Sergio, I like you, man. I like your demeanor, I like your passion. It's not gonna work out. Do something else. More than 100 times they told me no. They wouldn't give me an opportunity. They told me, nobody's done it in 50 years. I'm like, that's why. You know, this being a format that had proven to be successful over 50 years, more than 50 years all over the world, nobody was doing it in Spanish in the US. So then, going back to the root of this little story, which is going all in, that being the secret, guys, all in. Because once you visualize, when you have the idea, it's about the effort, it's about the work, it's about not quitting, it's about not giving up. That is what makes the single biggest difference in those that have and have not. It's effort. Effort trumps talent any day. Effort, work trumps talent any day. I remember the times where I used to go, and we had Sophia only at the time, and I remember praying, going. I lived in a very small studio in East Hollywood, and I remember going praying to God that I was going to find quarters under the seat of my car so I could buy her a hamburger. Forget about me eating. I remember the days that I will find money. That's how tough it was. So in those times, I'm giving this projection to the world that I'm going to be this entrepreneur, that I'm going to be this guy, right? So I go to my wife and I tell my wife, baby, I need to do something. I need us to use the money that we have for the rent in December and the Christmas presents money that we've been saving for 7 months. Because once you have kids, you realize the most important thing is to see them smile. Baby, I need to put this money and I need to shoot a television pilot. Even though the most successful, knowledgeable people in the industry have already told me they don't want to see me. I don't care. I need to do this. I need to show them my vision. So we took, my wife told me, I love you, I believe in you, do it. I took the money we had for the rent in December and her presents, and we shoot a television pilot. I rented the studio, the equipment. I handled the crew. I asked many favors. This is so dear to me that we didn't even have money for the teleprompter. So I had a lawyer friend of mine spend the night before. I didn't sleep in 3 days, by the way. We were writing the monologue and the jokes in pieces of paper that we were sticking together. And I had a lawyer next to the camera. That's like the Flintstones teleprompter, just like passing it like this. Anyway, we shoot the pilot. I edited it. I took it around the networks, and 4 or 5 months later, I received a phone call. Sergio, this is the VP of Programming of TV Azteca, which is the second largest producer of Spanish content in the world. And they told me, I have good news and bad news. Good news first, always. And they said, we're buying your program. And I'm like, the bad news, you need to be on the air in 6 days. So I became the first late night talk show host in the US history to have a late night talk show in television, primetime nationwide, when nobody would believe in me. My story was not to impress you, it's to impress upon you. It's to inspire you that against all odds, if you want something bad enough, you will get it. Because most people quit. Most people quit in life. People quit when it's time to quit. You shouldn't. This is the analogy that I want you to create. Get your dream and tie a rope, tie your arm to your dream and hold on to it. See it every day and never let go. Ocean waves are going to come and going to try to get you off your dream. Negative people. You yourself, your own fear. But then you know what you should do? You're going to triple knot that thing and you're not going to let go. And the day, this is how God, universe, whatever you want to call it, this is how it works in life. This is how it works. Once you're tested and you don't quit and you try one more time and one more time, somebody says, you know what, you deserve it. It's yours. And it's given to you. So hold on tight. That way, even when you feel like quitting, you don't. It doesn't matter how slow you move forward or how many mistakes you make. You're still miles ahead of those that never try. Magic happens outside the comfort zone. Nobody. It's called comfort zone for a reason. And you see, and by the way, don't think less of those that never leave the comfort zone. It's not their fault, really. We're wired that way. Remember, we're animals. We have a nervous system that has one mission: to protect us and keep us safe. Our bodies, that's why our natural tendency as human beings is to be lazy. We're wired that way. It's not you. Our nervous system wants to preserve us. That's why we like to eat a lot and rest and not take risks. But times have changed. So govern your body and your nervous system and make a choice for them. Again, it doesn't matter how slow you move forward, how many mistakes you make, you're still miles ahead of those that never try. Doubt and fear kill more dreams than failure ever will. You see, you hear about all these successful people, everybody, right? You've heard the saying, every overnight success was 20 years in the making. You don't hear about the 12 companies they started that fell miserably, and all the money they owe to so many people before that. You don't hear about those stories. Doubt and fear will kill more dreams than failure ever will. Get up one more time. My favorite story, Colonel Sanders. At 66 years old, this man, 66 years old, decided he wasn't going to be living off a pension. Nothing wrong for those that have worked hard, set up good lives for others, and they want to retire and live off a pension. Hey, you made it, right? Good, right? But there's people like Colonel Sanders that at 66 years old decided, when he got his first $100 check from Social Security, that he decided, this is not going to be my life. He said, what is the single best thing I know how to do? Look how silly this is. He says, I make the best fried chicken in the world. No money, no resources. This is back in the day, no internet. No, promoting, marketing your product and services through internet. No agencies to hire. Door knocking, prospecting. He went on and took his formula from restaurant to restaurant, was requesting the owner of the restaurant, says, hi, how are you? My name is Colonel Sanders, and I have the single best recipe for fried chicken in the world, and guess what? I'm willing to give it to you for free in exchange of 10 cents for every dollar you make selling my chicken. Welcome to the franchise world, right? I always thought it was McDonald's. The first franchise actually was Kentucky Fried Chicken. He was told 1,000. This is his story. He's been recorded because it's just crazy how many times I told him no. But he's been recorded on stage sharing this story. He was told no 1,009 times. You're crazy. Fried chicken, your brain is fried. Get out of my store. He ended up becoming a billionaire and changed thousands of people's lives at 66. Be honest, who would have quit after 50 bad restaurant experiences? Who would have quit after 50? After 100? After 500 times somebody tells you no? He didn't. That's why there's no many Colonel Sanders out there. That's why. So guys, it's that simple. You guys are ahead. This is what I want you to take from, I don't want to take anything away from you. Congratulations, you graduated. But I want you guys to walk away from here today with a big sense of responsibility. You owe it to them. You owe it, more important, to your parents. But you know what? At the end of the day, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. Because what they want is not your money. You don't need to pay them back. You know what they want to see? They want to see you happy. Happy. So don't make decisions based on money. Don't make decisions based on fear. How do you want to spend the rest of your life? What do you want to do?